Mr. Carroll or Mr. McLean, if one of you would care to take care of this.
Go ahead, Phil.
All right. Well, it's my first time, I guess, so get a little help here. How do I use?
Well, go. You got the agenda.
Follow the agenda.
Follow the agenda.
Call to order. So we'll start with the roll call, I guess. And,
Okay, Schaffner's absent. Carroll.
Schaffner's absent. Carroll's here, and I'm here. Also in attendance is Mayor Rick Ellis, VA Matthew Nyheiser, Police Chief Brett Rogers, Fiscal Officer Brian Bibler, Solicitor Jeff Faco, council members Gar Phillips, Rick Foreman, and Randy McCreary. So we'll start with approval of the April 27th, 2026 meeting. I can get
I'll make a motion.
Jamie a motion, and then I guess I'll second that motion to approve the minutes from the April 27th, 2026 meeting.
All in favor?
Aye. And the minutes are approved.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Do we have any visitors for rules?
Yeah, but they all chose no to speak. So.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see. 2026 goals. Number 1 is blank.
It's blank because the committee's never established any goals
Okay.
yet.
I think it's probably a good idea to follow the rules. That should be a really good goal to do.
That's a good
Well,
goal.
I mean, goals like to
Yeah.
something that needs to be done between now and the end of the year. So like
Okay.
a couple years ago, it was
Rewrite the rules.
not rewrite the rules, but finalize the job descriptions for the
Yes.
VA and that kind of
Which
stuff.
we did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But right now, there's nothing right now.
Nothing yet. All right.
I guess we could put on there, if we wanted to, the policy manual.
Well, we're updating.
We're updating. It's already been updated. We're just in the process.
Yeah,
of
we'll
updating
wait
it.
for Debbie, as the chairman of the committee,
Yeah.
to have her
Yes.
say on all this. So, moving on to old business. Under old business, number 1 is codification of ordinances overlap with code sections.
I didn't know whether to leave this on. Is that are we still working?
Yeah,
on?
leave it on.
Leave it on.
I'm still working.
That's still in.
And that was the one where they, resident had
Yes.
submitted.
Conflicting.
Clean up stuff.
Code.
It was a good thing. Yes.
Yeah. Number 2 is the proposal to amend chapter 804. I believe this was mine.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
And,
Eight oh-
I have drafted that prepared, so I'll submit that before the next.
perfect, perfect, yeah, thank you. And just for everybody's awareness, Matt and Mr. Faco sent me a copy of the ordinances that I believe it was Pickerington, Lancaster, Reynoldsburg, and Canal Winchester, for similar wording, and Mr. Faco and I discussed that a little bit, and then we will just keep that on there and see what happens with that when that becomes available. Moving on to new business, chapter 220 of codified ordinances.
Yeah, basically that's on the agenda because the chairman said in here that it has to be reviewed once a year, and that's why it's on the agenda. So this is your chance to go through this. If you want to leave it as is, leave it as is. If you want to make any changes to this, now's the time to discuss it. The chairman wanted, because in here it says it should be reviewed once a year. She saw that somewhere in here.
Okay, that's,
And it hasn't been reviewed yet this year.
it has not been reviewed yet this year. Okay, so I think we need to
Is there
give it
anything
a
that needs to
review.
be added?
Huh?
Is there anything that needs to be added?
Not that I'm aware of.
I don't think so either. I mean, it's just
It just says
pretty
the,
much standard.
Pending some cases that are out there, it might need changed. But
That's
I
what
don't
you-
wanna be premature on that. So,
So what do you want me to do?
I'd say leave it on there.
I can leave it on there. We can always bring it back up.
Yeah, we can.
And I didn't know if Debbie had any.
Debbie might have a reason
Yeah,
why
she may have a
wanted to bring
reason
it up.
why she did too. Yep.
Okay.
It's not, why cannot to be for them?
Yeah, no, that's what I'm a little worried about.
Yeah.
Texted her.
So just for everybody's awareness here, Jamie, I guess specifically you, chapter 220 is provided here in the packet. So we
Yeah,
can,
I'm reading over it right now.
yeah. So next on the agenda was item number two is ordinance 2026-20. And that's an ordinance to amend chapter 12, title 4, zoning code, appendix E, site development checklist for planned development projects - impact fees of the Baltimore codified ordinances to delete references to impact fees.
I'll let Jeff explain.
Yeah, that's a cleanup.
It's a cleanup.
So, it's just deletes any reference to impact fees. We abolished them a number of years ago. And this is one of those cleanup ordinances that, and it's been through planning and zoning, and they've recommended approval of this, so.
Okay.
this one-
So,
Move it to council?
Yeah.
should we move it to?
Then, yeah, it needs to come out of committee.
Okay. I'll make a motion to send this to full council tonight.
Usually if you move it to count, you're sponsoring it.
I will sponsor it, I suppose. Can I get a second?
One second.
All right.
All in favor?
Aye.
Alright.
Okay.
And we have a draft ordinance for agenda item number 3 of new business. And this is an ordinance to amend certain portions of Part 12, Planning and Zoning Code, of the Baltimore Codified Ordinances in order to delete maximum lot coverage requirements.
Again, I'll defer to our solicitor for
Yeah,
this.
I was requested to prepare a draft ordinance for this. I did. It went to planning and zoning. Planning and zoning reviewed the matter. This deals with impervious surfaces. And there was a request that I prepare legislation that in certain districts eliminates the language dealing with maximum lot coverage percentages. And so because that's a proposed amendment to the zoning code, it has to go to planning and zoning. They reviewed it, they came back and said, we like this, don't change it. And the vote, I believe, and Matt, correct me if I'm wrong, is 6-0.
Correct.
It was
by the
unanimous.
Planning and Zoning Commission to keep it as is. So it's coming back to this committee for further action, if any. So rules could decide to send that draft ordinance on to council. They could decide not to send it on to council. That's up to you.
I'd like to go to council.
You wanna move it to
I
council
want to
then?
move it to council.
Yeah, I'll second that.
If I may, I would like to point out the letter that was shared by Mr. Mauger, the committee chair,
Sure.
just to make sure everybody reads that.
I believe that's attached to the draft.
It is. I just want to make sure
So should
everyone
we
reads it.
discuss these matters here or at council?
Either or both.
Discuss it here.
Yeah, we got time.
We got plenty of time.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll go ahead and talk about it a little bit, if that's all right. So we received that letter from Planning and Zoning, and I don't know if they understood what was being asked of them. Their letter was just a declaration with no analysis behind it. Didn't cite any studies, didn't really say what this was based on. They're raising some issues, but not why. So it was really kind of, I guess, declaratory. I don't know a better word for it. It was a one-page letter that was basically mean, it was a Post-it note. It had all the same effects of a Post-it note saying, no, we don't like that.
It was more than a Post-it note.
So if I can just speak to that,
Yeah.
I was not here when planning and zoning originally discussed this, but they spent many meetings discussing this in the not too distant past, and I think those things were perhaps those things were passed on to council back then. So I think planning and zoning looked at this as we've already discussed this. I think the same members that were on it then were the same members that were on it now. They looked at it and said, nothing that we looked at in the past has changed in our perspective. And so the purpose of the letter was just to communicate that on to council.
Okay. So do we know, did those previous, and you're on, okay, so were the previous analysis, were they based on any stormwater data, flood history,
Everything. Plus
engineering
looking at
studies?
surrounding communities, and we stated that if someone wanted to apply for a variance, that would be fine.
So there are exceptions to that rule.
Correct,
Okay.
correct.
See, the way I see it is, the property owner, that's their property. They own it. It's their biggest investment in their life. And if we're gonna tell them what they can and can't do with their own property,
But so
That
is
really
the
puts
land
a-
that is beside that particular lot or those lots.
And they all have setbacks.
yeah, I think the burden's on us to prove why we should have this restriction as opposed to, hey, we're gonna shift the burden to you and you have to prove to us through a variance request.
Talk to the guy on Tower Street.
Stormwater. I mean, look at all the data on the stormwater. That's a huge part of it.
I think that's what I
Runoff.
was expecting from,
No, we
The-
already went through that. Months of meetings and data. So Mr. Mauger did not present that. We have already gone through all of that. I think we were shocked that it was very lightly mentioned that, oh, we just want to do away with that. The decision that was made was definitely made on data, information based on the INI, stormwater issues, plus looking at surrounding communities. So no, it was not just on a whim.
So the house is over on Tower Street. That's a good. We kind of ignored that, and we built the house in front on Market Street, and then we got a house on Tower Street that encompasses right up against the property owner that lives on the corner of Tower and Market, and they're having all kinds of flooding issues because there wasn't. We didn't do it right. We didn't.
Probably like storm sewer there.
Well, there's just all kinds of stuff.
Put in a big concrete driveway, and
Yeah.
all that water now runs right into the garage and
Yeah.
right across the street.
Yeah.
so that's a valid thing. I mean,
Yeah.
but to say that all people can't have, a certain percentage, over a certain percentage paved or impervious, it's very broad, where you could have a more narrowly tailored scope of a rule of, hey, if you are going to do this, you need to show that you're gonna, consider the water runoff and what you're doing to your neighbors. And I think
That's the variance piece.
Yeah, that's the whole.
That's the whole point of it.
And the other part I do want to state is that our community, we decided to consider gravel, because technically a lot of other communities see gravel as being impervious.
right.
So we stated, it's more pervious than impervious. So, but again, I guess the greatest thing to consider is that they can apply for a variance if need be.
Where's Mr. Prickett at with his?
He submitted his variance request not early enough to get onto the June agenda, but his on the July agenda.
So I would say, in my opinion, it would be better to have that written into the rule as opposed to a variance that, hey, if you're going to request more than this percentage, maybe is the way to write it. We can discuss all of this.
It really disproportionately affects our three old town lots, far more so than it does, say, the 2-acre lots on Holder Road, that this is almost not even an issue, and they have water issues out there. You're not blaming impermeable surfaces for the water situation on Holder Road. I don't know why you blame it anywhere else.
Well, the house is
Clay
on
here
tap.
does not absorb water, so the difference between concrete and clay in Baltimore, Ohio is insignificant.
Right, but I feel like that house on Tower Street is built so close to the other house that we didn't take that in consideration, and now it's the
You
person.
literally have the opportunity to catch it in the gutters and pipe it to the storm sewer. He just didn't do it.
And he could be sued for that.
Well, the
It's a
homeowner could.
nuisance,
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, but I just feel like those two houses are right on top of the other houses.
Well, I
It
don't-
Should've
should
never
never have been
happened.
allowed to been built.
Yeah,
first.
I don't even think that one or either one of them met the restrictions at the time, so they're bad
Right.
examples of this.
Right.
Very bad examples.
Well, and you're
of what
correct
this
about
is.
that. Yeah.
Well, but they're a good example of what runoff can do if you have
Right.
too much surface.
I mean,
That's all.
My
Nothing.
neighbor is negatively impacted by my house. I'm not even really close to this limit. But what really causes the water problem on my house is the sidewalk that I was required to put in because the water used to roll off into the grass to get to the storm sewer, and now it can't. So you have to look at what the actual root cause of the water problem is. You can't just say, well, it's because he's got, a third bedroom or an outbuilding or
Right.
a concrete driveway. That isn't necessarily what's causing the water problem. What's causing the water problem is how you dealt with it. I mean, it actually opens the opportunity to actually capture the stormwater and deal with it better.
Well, and I think now how we're doing things now with those houses, like I don't think we would have I think those houses just kind of snuck in there because there wasn't somebody overseeing that stuff.
Right. So like I say, those are bad examples.
So
And there are plenty of existing properties in town that far exceed this percentage. Mr. Maugers being one great example of it.
up at the bank, yeah.
I mean, you're welcome to tear all that down and put it back to grass if you think it's gonna help the water problem,
Right.
but, you know,
So what do we do
That
with
does have
this?
a different maximum lot coverage based on zoning.
Well, there's, to answer your
I'm not
question,
sure how that's
there's
zoned.
been
It's
a
not an
motion
R.
and a second. to
His is
send
not
it
an R.
to council.
Okay.
But I haven't
His house,
I haven't heard a
but
second.
not
Talking about the house.
I haven't heard of a second.
Can we send it to council?
Yeah, we already voted on it, so it's going.
I made a motion, Phil seconded it.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I thought.
Then that's what we should do. That isn't a good example, but I just don't want to, whether whoever's sitting in this room should never, that was the administrator let those houses
Right,
be
right.
built there.
I'm very aware.
So, and they shouldn't, neither one of them should be there. It's not big enough.
There is another ordinance that I would ask for rules to consider.
Yeah.
It's one that was just circulated this afternoon because we just received the proposed contract this afternoon from the county, and that is ordinance 2026-21, which is to authorize the mayor to enter into a contract with Fairfield County for housing prisoners in the Fairfield County jail. I did include emergency language in the ordinance. It's not right for adoption this evening, in my opinion, because we still have to tweak and get clarification on
From the
some.
sheriff, yeah.
Well, yeah, from the prosecutor's office on behalf of the sheriff on some of the language in the proposed agreement, just for a little history here. The mayor received a phone call last week after a county commissioners meeting saying, what comment do you have, if any, on this resolution that the county commissioners approved, which is to prevent the county jail from accepting prisoners that come out of Baltimore Mayor's Court? And the mayor's thinking, I have no clue what the heck you're talking about. Nobody had any clue, because we weren't contacted by anyone in the county, including, I believe, the sheriff's department,
No.
in advance of that. And so I did some research on it. We used to have a contract between the village and Fairfield County to house inmates that were facing charges out of our mayor's court. And that was in '98, as Brian mentioned earlier. And on a side note, I looked at that. We have all new county commissioners. We have a new mayor. We have a new fiscal officer. I'm the only person on all of those documents and the resolutions and the contract that is still here. And so I reached out to the prosecutor's office and said, by the way, did you know that there was a contract? They had no idea. They had no idea that there used to be a contract. It was only for 1 year, so it expired in '99, I believe. So I sent that to the county prosecutor's office and said, you know, the language in the resolution makes it sound like that we haven't been cooperative, but we were. And my recollection is we never received any follow-up contract from the county after that contract expired. It wasn't a major issue because we didn't have a lot of prisoners that we were sending from the village to the county to be housed in the county jail. And
We
my
have a lot now.
recollection is
We
that
have a lot now.
we
had
had more
3 in the
now.
last 2 years, and I don't think we had any in the previous.
Now, I'm assuming Lancaster and Pickerington are under this same contract?
Well, we don't know.
We don't know for
I think
sure.
that's relevant.
Lithopolis has a mayor's court, but they don't send anybody to
They
the
don't
county
send
jail.
anybody to jail.
And
And
so,
Pickerington or?
At Lithopolis.
Oh,
I called
okay.
the first guy I called was the chief over Lithopolis. I
Okay,
said, hey,
okay.
you got a contract? He goes, no, but we don't take anybody to jail or send anybody to jail.
There's a reason why Pickerington and Lancaster came to mind first.
Yeah, yeah.
so that's the history, brief history here behind this. And so the prosecutor timely submitted this just today that they submitted it. Technically, it doesn't have to be adopted tonight. They put an effective date of July the 1st, but they have to give us 90 days advance notice before they can refuse to accept any prisoners. So we've got some time to still tweak this proposed contract.
I would say we bring it up at the next meeting then.
Well, if council wants to, they can amend the agenda to include it tonight, or they can wait till the next council meeting and have it included then.
I think we can pass out rules and
Yeah.
then take it up at the next council meeting.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
yeah.
But before we vote on it, I'd really like to know the answer to that question. I don't know how we get it.
I have some questions too. So we're talking about, this is when the mayor's court sends someone to jail?
Yes.
Not that they're here and then they also have warrants for something else?
It's only for actions out of mayor's court.
Okay.
Yeah, if you arrest somebody for warrants or something, it's not the same thing.
If it's, as long as it's not our warrant,
Right.
yeah.
And so when the deputies, the county deputies, they pull someone over here in our village, those people go to our mayor's court?
No.
Okay.
They go to municipal court, and they write them under state code.
So this is just our police, our mayor's court?
Yeah.
Okay.
So if we write, like if we get some kind of first degree misdemeanor that we think they'll probably get jail time for, we would just write them under state code, and that way, we don't have to pay the jail time.
Okay.
'Cause we can write under either code,
Yeah.
so.
I mean, we can send this to council, and by the time the next meeting,
That's what I
a
would
lot of
do.
this should be
Well, we'll have
Yeah,
it figured out.
updated.
Yeah, or just amend the agenda and have the first reading.
Yeah, tonight. But don't pass it tonight, just amend
Let it be
the
read.
agenda
Yeah,
to
let it-
include
let it
on
be
the
read.
first
Okay.
reading.
Okay, well, let's send it to council. I'll make that motion to send this on up to full council.
Lancaster used to have the city jail, a small one. I don't know if they still do. Do they, Brett? They don't have a small jail anymore?
Wait a second, are we?
No, he seconded
He
it.
seconded
did
it.
he?
Yeah,
Just
he
waiting on-
seconded it. All in favor?
Aye.
There you go.
Okay. So that's it then, right?
Well-
You gotta,
That's all.
yeah.
I'm sorry, what?
That's all I have,
Oh, okay.
unless Brian.
So the next meeting will be,
The next meeting will be held on the fourth Monday in July, July 27th at, is that right, 6 PM? Okay. and
unless,
then-
unless safety doesn't have it.
Unless safety has no agenda, then it'll be 6:30.
So,
Okay. So I guess we're prepared to adjourn now.
Second.
Okay, I'll motion. Jamie seconded.
Okay. And we're adjourned at
6:55.
6:55.
Things on when we.
It is.
Okay. Father,
who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and Forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Brian, may I get a roll call, please?
Carroll. Here. Foreman.
Here.
Curry.
Present.
McLean.
Here.
Phillips.
Here.
And Schaffner's
Ms.
absent.
Schaffner is getting ready to walk in the door here in a
Oh,
minute.
she's getting ready to walk in the
Yep.
door. Okay.
Can I get an approval of the minutes of June 8th, 2026?
I approve the minutes, move to approve the minutes.
I'll second.
It's on.
Any discussion for that?
What's that? I'm sorry, who, what?
I
No, is there any
move to
discussion?
accept the minutes.
Yep, Jamie seconded it. Is there any discussion on the minutes? Brian, may I get a roll call on that too, please?
McLean. Oh, yeah. Go ahead. McCreary.
Yes,
Sorry.
it's okay.
Carroll.
Yes.
Phillips.
Yes.
McLean.
Yes.
Foreman. Abstain. And Schaffner is.
Getting ready to walk in the door. I feel it.
You feel?
I just saw a car.
Schaffner, you approving the minutes for last meeting?
Are you going to
Vote on the approval
approve
of
the
the minutes.
minutes?
From last meeting.
Council. Okay.
Okay,
There's sufficient vote. Yeah, we're good.
yes. So I need to approval to.
No, you need, council needs to make a motion to amend the agenda to include ordinance 2026-21, which is a ordinance to approve a contract with the Fairfield County for jail services.
I will make a motion to amend the agenda to include ordinance 2026-21.
Any discussion? That's just so
First
we can
reading.
get it for the first reading, and then next week next meeting we'll have the information will be spelled out for us. We can roll from then. Any discussion on that?
Okay. McLean.
Yes.
Foreman.
Yes.
Schaffner.
Yes.
Carroll.
Yes.
McCreary.
Yes.
Phillips.
Yes.
Okay, with that said, do we have visitors that would like to?
Sorry, we need a
One
motion
more.
to.
Oh, I'm sorry. I need a motion to approve the agenda. That's correct.
I'll
I
make a
apologize.
motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second.
I think we had one more amendment for the draft ordinance for the
This just adding the ordinance.
maximum lot coverage to put it on the agenda.
Yes. that's
Oh,
right.
you're right.
Yeah,
I
that's
apologize. Sorry, Phil.
correct.
So we need to vote on that too.
I'll make that motion.
To amend the agenda to include it, yes.
Yes,
Foreman will second that.
Wait a minute. Okay.
we need to have a vote on that as well, Brian.
Okay, so motion to add, not only add ordinance 2026-21, but and the draft ordinance.
Yes, sir.
Okay. McLean.
Yes.
Foreman.
Yes.
Schaffner.
This is to amend the agenda?
Yeah. This is just to amend the agenda.
We're just going to talk about some other things that we moved up from rules to council.
Oh, okay, yes.
Who? I got McLean, Foreman. Carroll.
Yes.
McCreary.
Yes.
Phillips.
Yes.
Okay. And then
Now a motion.
now the motion to approve
Now on
As
motion.
amended.
as amended.
Foreman makes a motion, we approve the agenda as amended.
I'll second.
Okay. Foreman.
Yes.
McLean.
Yes.
Schaffner.
Yes.
Carroll.
Yes.
McCreary.
Yes.
Phillips.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Are there visitors that need to speak, Brian?
Nikki Huff.
Yep, right up to the mic, right up to the mic, so everybody can hear.
Turning the mic on as well. Just hold that button in until the light turns on. Perfect.
There you go.
Yep.
No, I just wanted to come and introduce myself. I'm Nikki Huff. I'm a realtor with EXP Realty. I just joined their new homes division, and what they do is they work with developers to make sure that the communities and stuff that are coming into growing areas, actually bring in housing and stuff that fits the community's needs. So I wanted to start coming to you guys because you're a hot topic. Just kind of listen to see what you guys need, input, stuff like that.
Good.
And then I'm also a veteran housing advisor, so I can work with veterans that are homeless to get them into housing if they are on disability. And then I can also work with them to become investors, teach them how to use their VA benefits.
I would tell you that it would probably be a good idea for you to contact our administrator, Matt, Mr. Neinhauser there, and have a conversation with him, perhaps set up a meeting and go over what you do, and then
Okay.
he could lead you. You know, we have a business association as of late in Baltimore too. That might be a good thing to be a part of. Matt can guide you through all that too. That's,
Okay.
there's all kinds of stuff like that. But yeah,
Of course.
yes, yeah. Anybody else have any questions?
Thank you for helping our vets.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, we do appreciate that. Thank you.
That would be it.
That'd be it. Okay, let's go to village administration reports. I really don't have much of anything other than the fact that I feel like things are going good at all the parks. They're being used. You're gonna speak to the pool, where we're at on that. I mean, the pool's going fantastic
Pool's
too.
doing great.
For the weather that we've had, they're really, he's not staying open when it's raining. I mean, I went by a couple times and
Yeah, they were closed today.
yes, and we made that parking lot a little bigger, crossing there, and I feel like that, is definitely helping. It's got us extra 60 spots if they park right. What did you come up with on the Graber as far as the shelter house on the grant?
Yeah, so we have talked with Graber. They're going to send over an updated quote probably Wednesday. And it looks like they will be able to install at the very earliest, it'd be the end of August, but probably more like mid to late September of this year.
And that is the grant that we were given a couple years ago for Johnson Park to do there's a shelter house with a restroom, a walking path, and a small
Yeah.
playground as well. With that, I really don't have anything else to add. Mr. Administrator, do you have?
I don't have anything to add to my report.
Okay, and they have your report?
Yes.
Okay. Anybody have any questions for Matt's
Have-
report?
One question.
Yeah,
and,
sure.
and it's with the pool parking.
Yeah.
I noticed some signs
Yeah.
about softball parking and pool parking,
Yes.
and I was just trying to understand.
So 3 times this year they had a softball tournament. And when softball tournaments come to Baltimore, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
And so it is our goal, it's not our goal, it is the most important parking over there is the pool parking,
Yep.
because we make the income off of that. Brett, the pool manager, and the guy that's the president of the Little Girls Softball Association, I feel like this year is more cohesive than it's ever been as far as getting along. And we don't want them parking, a couple weeks ago, they parked on the sidewalk in between the so I think we worked out those bugs, but yeah. And I feel like Brett and what's the kid's name? Devin they're working through it all. And the other thing there is on Saturdays, if there's a tournament, the pool's open, and somebody rents a shelter house, we have to take that in consideration too, because they're paying for the shelter house.
Yeah.
So there's the parking that we did in the cinder lot next door was part of that grant. We made it a little bit bigger than that, and I feel like it's got us some more spaces. Plus, behind Diamond 2, the diamond straight across, there's a field back there that we own, and as long as it's dry, that it can accommodate up to 47 to 50 cars too. And they use that, and they start using that first and then work their way down and around. I think there's been times when it's been the pool against the softball people. There's no the pool against anybody, because that's how we make money off the pool. So, and that's where it's at. I feel like it's went really well so far this year.
I guess my concern was like, are we pushing the people? I didn't know if it could be, if I'm pulling up there and I don't know any better,
Yeah,
I would be like, oh, I can't park here.
yeah.
Where the softball game's at, and then they'll try to park out on the street,
Well,
front of residents' houses.
the pool. So he is generally out there when this is going on, the pool manager or one of his people, and then the softball tournament this last time they had 4 people directing traffic.
Okay,
So,
so it was more than just the sign saying.
oh
no.
yes, oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Because if it wasn't, the softball people would take all the parking and there'd be no parking.
Yeah, yeah.
So, because they're
thank-
not from here. The other thing is not, and I wanted to bring this up too while we're on the subject of that, is so, you know, when the tournaments come, I've talked to a couple restaurant owners and a couple people. The last Saturday that there was one here, there was extra business everywhere, from the Mexican restaurant to the Pint House to Pepito's. So it's a good thing when they
Yeah.
come here because it creates business for everyone. So, but that's the only other thing I had to add.
Yeah, that answers my question.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
No worries. Mr. Bibbler,
No, I don't have anything.
Mr. Solicitor.
4 new pieces of legislation, they've all been discussed. The one that is labeled draft ordinance will be number 2026-22. And one or several of those have emergency language, but nothing, in my opinion, needs to be adopted as an emergency. No second reading, no third readings. And then lastly, under motions, I would ask for a motion to go into executive session after regular business. The first part of that, I would invite everybody at the tables here and the Ricker Law Firm to discuss economic development issues. And then the second part of that is to invite Jim Catunia, a local developer, and his attorney, Rick Ricketts, to join the executive
His
session.
partner.
His partner, Matt. Yeah.
And yes, yes. And that's all I
With the purpose of economic development also, the
Mhm.
second
have.
Yes.
Both of those are dealing with
related, okay.
economic development.
Okay.
Can we make that motion now?
You can.
I'd like to make that motion.
I'll second.
What Jeff said.
What Jeff said.
That's fine. Brian is the note taker.
I'll second that.
Okay. Let's see. Carroll,
Yes.
McCreary,
Yes.
Schaffner,
Yes.
Foreman,
Yes.
McLean,
Yes.
Phillips.
Yes.
Okay. So we go down to village committee reports, finance.
Oh, yeah. Mr. Mayor, we did not meet tonight, and we did meet 2 weeks ago, and I was absent for that meeting, so I'm
So the
not
next
gonna-
meeting's
July 13th.
July 13th. Okay. Service committee.
We did not meet. Our next meeting's 13th of July.
Yes, sir. Safety committee did not meet because there was
No agenda.
no agenda. So rules committee.
I will defer to whoever.
McLean.
Phil can handle that.
Yeah,
You met tonight.
Mr.
Yes.
Mayor, we met tonight and we moved 2 pieces of
Excellent.
legislation to council meeting.
To speak. Okay.
Can I add something?
Mhm.
So although we didn't meet tonight, we do plan to meet on July 13th, following rules.
July tw-
Safety committee.
July 27th.
Oh, it's the 27th? Oh, gosh.
An agenda.
I'm at the wrong part of the meeting.
It's rules and safety. They got switched.
Okay.
The next meeting for rules is July 27th at 6
Correct.
p.m.
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
okay.
Police chief, do you have anything?
Just, moving on the building, we ordered the HVAC today. Got cameras up in the building and, on the outside. And we should be, we're gonna start some marketing stuff on it here, probably in the next 2 weeks. Get things going.
Good.
So that-
Jimmy, do you have anything for the Basil Joint Fire District?
Yes, sir.
No, sir. Planning and zoning?
Can I ask a question about
Sure.
that? There was a time when we, in a different administration, when we talked about getting those minutes from Basel Fire, because we really haven't heard much about it. Is there any way to get those minutes so that we?
Yeah, I
can-
can get it, but
bring
there's
it.
nothing going on,
Yeah.
I would tell you.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we should have them anyway, because come to think of it now that you say that.
I think, yeah, I think we're
Because
gonna.
we will scan those into we have a folder, come to think of it.
I'll tell Casey to send it to you.
Yeah, yeah. Just the approval.
It's kind of complicated because you get them, but it's a long time before you get them actually signed. But I think I used to do it, and I think that I used to just send over the one before it was signed. And I mean, at least that helps people know what's going on.
Sure.
Just send them to me and I'll include it in the package.
All right, village committee and commissions, planning and zoning.
Do you want to speak to that?
Our next meeting's July 9th. There'll be two, right now on the agenda, there are two variance requests.
Okay. And tree commission. I don't think there's anything to speak of there. Records commission, Brian?
Yeah, we have a meeting scheduled for this Thursday at 1 o'clock.
Okay.
Yes, you invited.
And then, we'll go right into motions. So, there are
Nope.
two motions.
There's no one, oh,
Unless, I have no other motions unless council has some additional.
I'm sorry. I know we're bringing the two up. Nope.
okay.
Now we can go into ordinances and regular.
Well, I will go to the first one. And who's the sponsor of this?
Came out of committee. Who? Who sent this one up to council? Who made the motion of rules to send this up to council? The first one, number 19.
I think that was Phil.
Oh, I don't know. I don't think it was.
I did, dash 20.
Yeah, he did 20. I think it was Carol.
Which one is it?
The one,
The the amending our certification with the state for new build only.
Oh, yeah, that was me, I believe.
All right, these are both first readings. Resolution 2026-19, a resolution authorizing the village administrator to request, amend, and certification to enforce the Ohio Building Code within the village of Baltimore, Fairfield County. It's just the first reading. Any discussion on that?
I just would like, I missed obviously everything, so is this just, about the
Kind of leaving
building
it, everything the
department,
same?
keeping the
Yeah,
building
yeah.
department for new construction?
Yes.
Okay,
For new construction.
yes.
Carol, the
Yeah.
sponsor generally,
Yeah.
the sponsor generally says whether or not he wants to go to a second reading.
Gives the,
Just second reading, please.
Okay.
Okay. So now we're gonna move the other ordinance, which is ordinance 2026-20, ordinance to amend chapter 12, title for zoning code, appendix E, site development checklist for planned development projects and impact fees of the Baltimore codified ordinances to delete references to impact fees.
McLean's a sponsor.
Mr. McLean is the sponsor on that. Yep.
Yeah, Mr. Mayor, this one is really just a cleanup ordinance since we eliminated the impact fees some time ago.
Yep, there are no second readings.
No.
I've got two other pieces of legislation. There's 2026-21.
Okay, so these are the two that we moved. Okay, so who is the,
I think McLean was a sponsor on this one too.
yes. So this is the, Phil, this is the one about the jail.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, this is the ordinance 2026-21 to, I guess, have a first reading on the
Yeah, we're eventually gonna enter in a
into a
contract
contract with the county
with the
jail.
county to take, yes.
Read that title of that.
Yes, ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into a contract with Fairfield County for the housing prisoners in Fairfield County Jail in the declaration of emergency, but we're just gonna let that go to the first reading.
Yeah, just first reading.
That way we can get the actual verbiage from the county to make sure that we're all on the same page.
Here's the last one.
This is the second one. And then who is the?
We don't have one for this.
This is our thing.
that's the impervious.
Yes,
I'll sponsor.
okay. So this is the first reading of this. Dash 26-21, 2026-22, and an ordinance to amend certain portions of Part 12 Planning and Zoning Code of the Baltimore Codified Ordinances in order to delete maximum lot cover requirements. And that's just the first reading. We'll talk about that again at the next council
Yeah, so
meeting.
this will just stay on for a second
Yes.
reading.
And as a reminder, we'll need a public hearing on it before
Yes.
there's any action to attempt to adopt it.
Yes, sir.
So you might want to go ahead and schedule that.
Yeah, get that, because you're gonna do that 30 days in advance.
Sure.
I got it.
All right, so there are no second readings, there are no third, there are no tabled. Is there any old business that any of you would like to discuss?
Is this a time to discuss any of those that have just been proposed and we went through the first reading?
We can?
Okay, because I would like to discuss the one about, deleting maximum lot coverage requirements. We went through a lot of research, we talked about this several meetings. So the importance of maximum lot coverage is that it does help to manage the density, and it also helps to control the stormwater runoff. So it's really important. As far as a community, it also helps to maintain some green space and aesthetics within a community. So if we go in with the mindset, it's mine, I'll do whatever I want with it, is that really what's best for a community?
I would like to, can I get some background as to where it came from? Where this just came from? Because I
Well-
thought we went through zoning, and they came back and said they don't wanna change it, so now where did we get
And
this?
so there's just disagreement. I mean, people are allowed to have disagreements and still move on with their life. The original restriction was actually brought forth by the at the time village administrator, based on something some other community was doing. It was not unanimous at the time, and we've already run into situations where people who want to do just ordinary things on their lot can't do it without a variance. And it just wildly impacts people on small village lots far more than it impacts people on larger R2 and R1 lots. And I think unfairly and unnecessarily so.
Okay, so, thank you, and then my, I guess, follow-up question is, I guess I don't understand, can we override zoning?
Yes.
Okay.
Council can override zoning by a super majority,
Which is?
5 out of 6 council.
Okay. So, our ultimate goal is to do what's best for the community. Is that true, Mr. Foreman?
Of course. Sometimes people differ on what they feel is best for the community.
Absolutely.
I mean, Journey Village is a beautiful community.
Mm-hmm. But they,
And
I
they far
understand what
exceed
you're
these
saying.
percentages.
So, in looking at the research, majority of municipalities have some type of maximum lot coverage, which is enforced.
I don't have any data to that myself, so I can't say yes or no to that statement.
No, it's a true statement. I don't have the
I can only take
percentage,
your
but
word
it
for
is the
I can only
majority.
take your word for it. I have no firsthand knowledge of that.
I looked up, because I actually did a search on all of my emails. I know I have information from Lancaster, we looked at other surrounding municipalities, and I believe we even exceeded maximum lot coverage by like 5% in comparison to the other surrounding areas. So we tried to provide a little bit more leniency, but we find it's extremely important to maintain this established ordinance.
And the only caveat to that, or the only out to that, is to file for a variance to change it, correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
And is there, I mean, I guess my next question, I'm hearing there are several people that are affected by this. Have they applied for a variance?
Mr.
One person has, yes.
Cricket is the first. Other people have just exceeded it without
Yeah.
getting a variance and being allowed to do it. 2 houses that were brought up today, I
Yeah,
believe
and
would be
that
two.
was before us, yes,
But
that is
this
correct.
was in place,
Yes, sir.
so we've set a precedent of not enforcing it.
If if I may, but I believe on those two properties, it was a unique situation because of where the setbacks are. I believe that property runs out to the middle of 256.
That's what the
It was-
drawing said, but it
That's
shouldn't.
even what Mr. Mauger said, so
Yeah.
it was a very unusual situation. So, yes, two exceptions, but
This
there
part,
were
you talking about Prickett?
difference.
No.
No,
Oh, okay.
no, down here on 256, I call it the
Across
shotgun house, and
Next
then
to
the green
Manson's.
one that's back behind it
Yeah.
on Tower
The,
Street.
the problem I have with it is I've got 2.5 acres in my house and I had to get a variance to build my shop. Because I was a foot over what they required.
I just know we have them in place for a reason.
2.5
It's
acres.
like
I can't do what I want when I pay
speed.
taxes and I pay everything else in this village.
There's a reason.
And that there's other people in here just the same. You know, the
Where do
neighbors
we
are
draw
dumping
the
water
line
on my
on that?
property.
Where do we just say, well, a couple people need this?
Well, the
and
problem is we
so
didn't draw
let's
the
just
line.
forget- I mean, I still go by the old barn company down here, and I don't see that anybody helped them out really with their sign. So, I mean, is this a pick and choose kind of a situation where, that's just what I'm asking.
I've never heard anything about the barn sign.
What's pick and choose?
Well, I don't know, are we picking and choosing who we were trying to change the laws for, or, that's what I'm asking.
Consistency.
Because
Are we
I know
trying
that
to
the
be
old barn
consistent?
company went through a
Variance.
time with this, that was when I decided to be on council, as a matter of fact.
Because they wouldn't let them have the sign? Is that
They
what
had
you-
to
is that what
sign
you're talking
now,
about?
I don't know,
Well,
they-
that was stupid in the first place, not to let them have the sign.
I 100% agree with that, but what I'm saying is, it seems like we do pick and choose a little bit.
Well, that was actually, the sign thing was actually the administrator at the time interpreting council's intent by not allowing them to continue to reuse existing sign infrastructure. No one ever intended that, no one ever told them to do that, but they did. And so we had all these people with sign posts that would never be approved today because they were in the right of way, but then they wouldn't let them continue to use them when the business changed from a auto parts store to a craft store or whatever, knick-knack store, whatever you call it. And no one who was there at the time intended for the village administrator to enforce it that way. And probably it should have gone back through and been stated that existing sign structure could continue to be used, but
But
at the
that's what
time
I'm
that it was
saying,
passed, no one
but
intended.
nobody did, and that's what I'm saying, is that for saying that it just does seem that there are certain people that we pick and choose about. If we were concerned about all citizens, like we say we are, we would have done something about the old barn company.
If I could say something, I think that's exactly what we're doing with the variances, is we're picking and choosing. And so I think that this maximum lot coverage is just, it's a blunt instrument. I mean, if runoff is the real concern, I think more targeted tools exist. Like grading requirements, drainage easements, retention basin standards, downspout regulations, that will address the runoff without having this overly broad, restriction that just restricts everybody from doing whatever they want with their own land.
And even then, when you say whatever they want, there are setbacks, there are height
Yeah.
requirements, there are square footage limitations. In fact, we have a minimum square foot, so we're actually requiring them to use up a certain percentage of their lot for their house. So on one hand, we're telling them they can't have a tiny house with one bedroom because we won't allow it. On the other hand, we're telling them they can't have an outbuilding because they'll exceed their square footage limitation after they build the house that we made them build. And do we really want to not let them build a barn or a detached garage because they have a concrete driveway? You know, do we really want to take out the concrete driveway and replace it with gravel? No. But this ordinance kind of alludes to that.
Are you concerned with the INI?
I'm very concerned with the INI, and we need to do a lot about it, but this does not address it. And the narrative that it does is false.
So you don't think that having impervious surfaces impacts the amount of water that's going off into
I
those
think if you
sources?
have impervious surfaces that you do not capture and control the water, it absolutely infects the INI and your neighbors and everyone around you. But it also opens the opportunity to capture that water and put it where you want it.
That's right there.
I have a big parking lot.
Opens
I
the
have a big
opportunity.
parking lot that all drains to the center, so that runoff is controlled and released in a controlled fashion.
All right, we're gonna Disagree.
So if that was a grass lot, I'd have no control over how that water ran.
So what do you guys want? You want all of the statistics that we went through?
Well, if you,
To support
I'd say
this.
for the next meeting, I'd make sure
Right,
everybody
for sure.
has
It's
it.
just the first reading.
It's just the first reading.
Well, I know, but
So
I guess
if-
I'm just asking
If
because.
people wanna make a case, they should bring their data.
Yeah. Any further discussion on that? So that was the old business. Is there any new business?
I don't know if Mr. Carroll wants to speak to the
The
issue.
mosquito spray,
Yeah,
just wanna see if maybe we can get an extra one in July.
Yeah,
I did speak with Claire today from the health department. She called me back. Excuse me. She said that we can easily schedule another spray anytime. Just let her know. She can get it on the books. She did say that that they have traps, mosquito traps in every community. They check ours every other week, so they'll be checking ours next week. If we wanted to wait to find out if there's an increase in mosquitoes
how
in
much
the
is it to do
village.
the whole village?
About $900.
Here's what I'll tell you. The mosquitoes are worse. I've gotten more calls on that.
They kill more people than most other things.
I'm just saying, I've gotten more calls on the mosquitoes this year than I probably have anything else. If council would see fit to approve an extra spraying, I feel like it's in the best interest of the people that live in the village, and I have gotten a bunch of calls on the mosquitoes this year.
Before we make a motion to add another spray to the.
I'll second
Any discussion on that? Can I get a roll call on that, please, Brian?
Yeah, see. Foreman,
Yes.
Phillips,
Yes.
Carroll,
Yes.
McLean,
Yes.
Schaffner.
Yes.
Thank you for doing that, guys. It's okay. Is there any other visitors that would like to speak before we?
I got one thing.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Jeff, have you heard anything back on the BYBA stuff? The BYBA?
Yeah, I'm working on that, so I'm
He has a few
investigating
things.
it. I'll have a memo issued pretty quickly on that.
Okay.
Okay.
He just called tonight and
Yeah.
asked
Yeah.
if he needed to be here, and I was like, no.
Thanks for sending those documents. I've got some questions about those, but I'll get with you later on.
Okay.
Is there any other visitors that have any questions? Nope. All right. So can I have a motion to go into?
We've
We've already done that.
Okay.
So we just need to excuse all the other visitors here and
Guys can still make wheel of fortune.
We need to have free hot dogs. For visitors. We need to reward them.
We did at the, yesterday.
Should've come to the VFW.
Okay.
Brian, was everything?
Not yet. Hey, council's entering executive session at 7:33.